I have a passion for breathing new life into vehicles that would otherwise not be used. And this video is about me doing that with a free Isuzu rodeo. I love putting vehicles on the road, and I think we have a problem today with just buying brand new vehicles because they're more reliable. And don't get me wrong, there is something to be said about buying a brand new vehicle, but a lot of them have issues the same as old vehicles do. Now, that is the main issue that I hear all the time. It is, why would I want to own that? It's 25 years old at this point, and I could just go and make payments on a new vehicle and have something reliable. Well, a lot of the new vehicles aren't that reliable anymore, and also this is a lot cheaper and you can buy it outright, but nobody wants to hear that or put in the effort. I get that it's a little bit different because I do my own work and I can actually work on things like this and get things fixed because this needs a lot of work. However, it hurts my heart that if potentially no one were to scoop this up. So my grandfather owned this vehicle, and then I did some work for him and he gave it to me for free basically. But in a bad scenario, this could have just gone to the scrapper. Like, this could have just gotten taken off, and it's not a bad vehicle. Don't get me wrong, not my taste of vehicle, but it is actually a really nice vehicle. As I crank it up right here, you're gonna see that it's got some lights on the dash. And you know what? That's okay. I don't mind lights on the dash. Most of them don't even really mean anything, and you can listen to that engine purr, because it runs great. What we basically have here is a Honda Passport. For anyone who doesn't know, an Isuzu Rodeo is basically a Honda Passport. It has the 3.2 liter V6, and I think it can have a 4-cylinder. This one has the 3.2 liter V6. This is a 2000s Isuzu Rodeo, and when I got it, it was extremely junked up in the back, but it has been since cleaned by me and detailed, and I think I did a pretty dang good job. Looks pretty nice and all that. You'll see all of that in the B-roll. So I'm a Ford guy, right? But beyond that, I'm just a vehicle. I love vehicles, and I don't want them to go to the scrapyard. They deserve to live as long as they can before either getting in a wreck and then being used for parts, or they just shouldn't. It doesn't feel right to take it to the scrapyard unless it's like completely rusted out or something like that. I don't, it doesn't vibe well with me. The whole, well, that broke, I'll buy a whole new one thing doesn't really compute for me. That just seems wrong. And I don't fault people who do that. That's fine. You can do that if you want. But I want to save and recover as many vehicles as I can, Ford or not Ford. Because as much as I like to joke, I really could not care less. As long as the vehicle works and as long as I can work on it, I don't care if it's Ford or not. Now, going for a ride, we have a number of issues, which is the check engine light, the check trans light, which is, I believe, a vehicle speed sensor thing, because the speedometer doesn't work, but we got to check that out later, because there are numerous issues with this Isuzu. Don't get me wrong, it cranks up and runs and drives, but the AC only works the first 5 minutes you crank it up. It has the check trans light, the check engine light, power drive's on for some reason. I'll turn that off. There's a power button here that changes the automatic shift points, and then winter mode, which is pretty neat. There's also mass airflow code, I think, along with the transmission codes. I think the back tail light is out. And also, just so you know, that mileage is not right. This gauge cluster has been swapped. The actual mileage is unknown. Cruise control also does not work, but that's okay. Heat works great. It has a basic radio in here with this aux, you know, gets the job done. This little neat doodad, which is a speedometer, which came with it, and all of this has been cleaned. All of that. It needs a light up here. Like I said, a rear tail light. It needs. Let's go outside and actually check outside. I can hear it ticking. I don't know. Don't know how common that is because I don't know these engines. If I had to assume that, you know, the tick was normal for that. We need, there's something over here is ticking. I already put a tensioner on it because it needed one. It was seized up and the belt fell off. It has a valve cover leak over here. That definitely needs to be cleaned. I have no idea what's going on. There's like dirt and stuff in the washer fluid. I don't see any spare coolant in the coolant reservoir, but it's definitely flowing because it circulates. This brake pot is wild to me. Yeah, and also it's very wet back here. Strangely, it almost looks like some type of, not exactly sure, honestly. Oh, look at that under there. That's neat. We haven't looked under there. Anyway, much to learn, much to do. I gotta check the air filter, do normal service, stuff like that. I check the oil. I want to put all that in it, but the headlights look good. All the lights work apparently. I actually have not checked that yet. Headlights is that right there. Dash lights work good. So we got our beams and our parking lights. Let's check the other ones. We got our tag light. We have one tag light. Nope, 2 tag lights. I got the touch today. Let's go. All right, then we got our back. Our back, it has no, oh no, it does have a rear light. Dang, that must be blown. That's fine. Apparently only one brake light works, which is okay, because I will probably change the bulb out anyway. The radio doesn't sound bad, but obviously it having this gap right here, I kind of want to put a double dent in it with navigation, because it is very nice to have navigation on your radio screen when taking long trips, which I probably will be taking long trips if I so can, especially for like YouTube and stuff, because I'm about to get monetized again. Watch everything. Literally watch everything. So I can't take it for a drive just yet, but that's okay, because I don't need to, because it's gonna take a long time to work on this video. You have tweeters in the doors there and there, which is actually kind of odd, because this vehicle, I can't understand what it's going for. So it has cruise control. It's an LS, which apparently is like middle of the road luxury or something. I don't know the one. There's apparently an L, an LS, and an LSE, I believe. So this vehicle is supposed to be the middle of the road luxury, and it has tweeters in the doors and stuff, but the front end only has shocks, because I noticed like the shocks are shot on the front. I need to replace the shocks too, gotta remember that. And it just basically is riding on the bump stops right now. The back has coil springs, but the front has shocks, and that's it. So that's pretty fascinating to me. Also, the back has huge drums. It does have a towing package, I didn't mention that. The back has huge drums in the back. It is big brakes, and then the front is disc, as with most 2000 to 90s vehicles. So it is just really interesting how this is a rebrand of a Honda Pilot. But that's that. I can't really explain why I fall for some vehicles so hard, but I think it has something to do with the personality of a vehicle. If it looks like it's been beaten or battered, or if it's had a rough life, or if it just has that feeling of calling out to you and wanting to be back on the road and wanting to be used, because some vehicles definitely have that, and it calls to me. Okay, so we have moved on to complete family hauler now. I have the car seat in the back of the Isuzu, working great, other than it started stumbling whenever you crank it and whenever you have it in gear. So, you crank it up. It kind of like stumbled a little bit. So when you put it in gear, let me put it in gear. There we go. It's shaking real bad. I don't know if that picks up on film, but it's shaking really bad. So, let's pop the hood. Because what immediately that feels like is a coil pack. I still haven't cleaned that battery. Okay, these are your coil packs. So, tell you what, let's disconnect this one. Makes a pretty big difference. Disconnect this one. Also lugs it down. Disconnect this one. Nothing happened. No difference on that one. That one's bad. I've already ordered an entire set, so that's fine. I gotta do something with this really badly. Normally I take like vinegar, dump some vinegar on there, it cleans it up. Mass airflow sensor did pop a code, but I'm not too worried about it. Got the AC working. So, turns out for whatever reason, with the AC, if you go full AC all the way to 4, this light will start blinking on and off for whatever reason. So if you just crank it back down to 3, it stays on the whole time and it cools and it has good AC now. I know, weird, but it works. I don't think I have any other status reports. So yeah, pretty sick that the AC is working now. We like that.
Thank you guys for watching. As I close on this video, I want you guys to know that I want to do this way more. I just gotta get up off on my butt, and I gotta make better videos so that people actually like and subscribe. So if you did like this video, go share it with your friends, subscribe, like, do all that good stuff, because I want to get out there and I want to save more vehicles like this rodeo and actually get them on the road and get them used, because they deserve it. And that's such a dream of mine.